Hey everybody, welcome to another amazing episode of
The Unbox Boys!
I'm Dave, and I wanted to check out this new Walmart exclusive Black Panther. Well, I say new, it's actually been out for quite a while. I've seen a lot of other people who have somehow managed to get this early, kind of like people got that Invisible Woman Walgreens exclusive early too, but these are just starting to hit the stores now. This went online last weekend at walmart.com, picked it up, or I ordered it, picked it up today at Walmart, free pickup there. I hear it would have been a little faster if I would have paid for shipping to my house, but you know, I'm trying to be patient with these things. So I want to check that out and do a side-by-side comparison. This is the 2005 Toy Biz version of Black Panther, and this is the more recent Civil War version of Black Panther. So let's first check this box out. Black Panther logo up on top, loving the contrast of the yellow and black. We see what's in the packaging here, the Black Panther along with a spear. There is another hand in there, it's just, it fell down. And then a necklace here as well. And he is wearing the cape. On the front, Black Panther logo there as well, some artwork on both sides. On the back, a write-up in several languages. Pause it now if you'd like to read that. We also get a cool pose of Black Panther and some warnings there and a UPC code. Let's crack it open and check out the slap. First, the extras. He does come with a second pair of hands, which I love because the last one, the Civil War Black Panther, only came with the claw hands, which was very limiting as far as posing goes. He also comes with this very simplified necklace, just a single color, single mold there. A pretty nice spear with this one as well. Some nice feathers, chain, and painted spearhead. The wood grain here is kind of sculpted, but also kind of painted on there for the staff part of it as well. And he also comes with this cape, which has a nice collar. And if you look close here, I'm not sure what animal that skull is supposed to be. It almost looks a little too friendly. I don't know. Maybe a small rodent. I don't know. Not very menacing looking, but it's cool there, and some nice texture and folds and wrinkles on the cape itself. And now on to the figure itself. As far as the sculpt goes, I'm not an expert on what's been used previously as far as molds go, but this head sculpt here, it's a little bit different than the Civil War one they had. It's kind of smoother, a little more natural. We'll do a side-by-side comparison later. It also kind of reminds me of the head sculpt that we saw recently for Moon Knight, but even some of those subtle details are a little bit different. As far as the body sculpt goes, it looks good, as it always has. It's that standard Bucky cap body, which they seem to love a lot there at Marvel because they use it a lot, but it looks good. Muscular, buff. The downside, of course, is kind of the see-through abs here where you can kind of see daylight on the back side of that. But as far as the rest of the sculpt goes, I mean, the arms look good. The hands, both sets of hands, are done well. The legs and the feet, the boots as well. So for sculpt, we'll give that a full point.
Full point.
Likeness, obviously we're not comparing this to an actor's face, so does it look like Black Panther? Well, yes, of course it does. Full point.
Full point.
For articulation, pretty much all of the things that we've come to love about Marvel Legends, where you've got a great range of motion as far as the head goes, down about that far, up about that far, hindered just a skosh when you actually have the cape on, because that kind of wraps around his neck here and limits the downward motion. But apart from that, it's pretty good. For the shoulder, of course, we've got the pivot. It goes about 90 degrees. You get a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbow, and the wrist twists around and does a little wave as well. He does have an ab crunch. It's not quite as far as it could be. Pretty good down. Up, it's sort of like his mom's telling him, hey, stand up straight. So it doesn't go back very far. As far as the waist goes, we do have a swivel there. As far as the hips, he does a split about that far, side to side, and front and back, pretty good as well. A thigh cut, double jointed knee, and a boot cut, as well as that swivel. And does it rock on the shoe? Yeah, it does. Yeah, swivel and a rocker on the boot. So for articulation, good stuff, full point.
Full point.
As far as the paint goes, it'd be pretty hard to mess this up. It's just a black mold pretty much the whole way through with some white paint at the eyes, and I can see just a hint of maybe overpaint there in a corner, like he's got eye boogers or something. Then you've got a little bit of gray with some black pinstripes on the gloves and the boots. Here we also see a little bit of gray at the belt. So, there's not a lot of detail, not a lot to judge it on as far as paint, but it looks fine, so we'll give that a full point as well.
Full point.
So as far as the slap scale goes, this Walmart exclusive Black Panther gets a 4 out of 4. Now let's compare it to the other figures. So again, here we have the 2005 Toy Biz, the Civil War, and the new Walmart exclusive. Taking a closer look at a couple of these, like the Toy Biz, you can see that this sculpt is a lot grainier and grittier on the outside, or maybe that's just the paint effect on there. I do like the cape on this one as well. I like the gold that they've added throughout. Of course, with these older Toy Biz ones, with a few of them, you got a little more articulation because each individual finger was on a hinge, which added to posability, of course, and then kind of had a lot of the same features as we just reviewed on this one. The belt here is glued on, and I don't believe I got this one used, so it may have come with something else. It may have even come with a spear or a staff, I'm not sure. But as far as the figure itself goes, a pretty cool overall figure. Again, a little grittier, a little grainier. For the Civil War version, you can kind of see the difference. It's a little more what I would call tech, I guess. You can see that the cuts are a little more defined with some lines throughout. It looks more like a technically made suit. You can even see the lines and structure throughout the texture of the body, the pants, everything. I really like the necklace on this one, probably my favorite of the three, and certainly better than this little gray piece of plastic that came with the Walmart exclusive, which is not really anything to write home about. For this one, he's kind of got the silver claws as opposed to the gold from the last one we just looked at, and some nice touches of silver. And the boots are a little bit different as well, with kind of the silver touch there on the rim, as opposed to this one where it's pretty much just the black boots with some claws on the end there, but they also had a little bit of a toe articulation there. So then as we get to the Walmart exclusive one, you can really kind of see the differences there, where the suit, the head sculpt altogether is just an overall smoother look, a little more organic, I guess, if I could use that, as compared with the Civil War cut there, which is again a little more tech. I prefer the cape on the other one, I think, a little bit more, especially again with the little gopher skull or whatever is going on there. But I'm kind of feeling like this figure is probably the best of both worlds, because we get the cape, we get some nice accessories. Although we don't get any articulation in the hands, it does come with 2 sets of hands. So you have some options there to hold the spear, or if you want to do the claw as well. And then just some different color choices there with the boots and just the overall look of it. So I'd say if you're not going to go Toy Biz or find the Civil War, which pretty much just came as is, I think this new Walmart one is a winner. I think it's the best of both worlds. We are super excited about the Black Panther film coming out. The teaser trailer looks phenomenal, very promising, with Black Panther being the first black superhero in American comics history. I think an important film, and we're really looking forward to it. And hopefully this review helped you decide which Black Panther figure you'd like to get. Of course, there are tons of other figures out there, but as far as the 6-inch scale, these are some of the heavy hitters. So if I had to recommend one, I'd say wait for it, find the Walmart exclusive, but there's nothing wrong with getting all 3. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, be sure to slap that thumbs up and share it with your friends. Click our circular logo in the top left to subscribe to our channel. It's absolutely free. And there's a link to another video you might like in the bottom left. If you want to reach out to us, comment, or check out our info in the description below. And above all, remember, God loves you. It's the truth. And Jesus is the proof.
Unbox Boys.